All right, y'all, come in, come in, come in. Hit the like, hit the share button. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. I am going to get my braids back in. In fact, in a couple of hours, I set the appointment this morning, right? It's just too humid right now at this time of the year. And I'm going to wait till next month and do that all over again and wear my natural and get that silk press on point. But for right now, I'm going to do a couple more weeks of my my braids, get that back in. So I'm like, you know what? I'm a live stream just like it is. Hit the like button, share this video. I seen a couple of posts on Facebook this morning that said the Simpsons prediction was wrong. No, 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 no. The Simpsons was right. Kamala will be the president. It's just going to be in 2028. I have proof. I'm going to show you the video. See, you all, we have to be able to dissect things. We have to be able to do in-depth research. We have to listen closely, right? Because the powers that be that speaks in code, right? So you have to understand. You have to listen very closely so that you can hear. Celestial, the prophetess, she was correct. Kamala will be president, but it will not be for this term. See, you have people that are correct, but they may be out of season, right? Their timing is off. In fact, there were some prophets that predicted that Trump will have 2-year terms, but just not back to back. So the Simpsons was right about Kamala becoming president. She's going to be in alignment with Revelation 12. They also were correct about Trump running for presidency in 2024 and then again in 2028, right? The Simpsons, and we know, is always correct. So let's listen in. Let me break it down to you so you can hear it for yourself.
Straight female president. Haven't question. Yes, I am proud to be America's first straight female president. Helen, wasn't I wearing a hat? Yes, you were. Now, in conclusion, my administration will focus on the 3 R's: reading, writing, and refilling the ocean. Thank you very much. As you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump. How bad is it, Secretary Van Houten? We're broke. Excellent question. Yes, I am proud to be America's first straight female president. Helen, wasn't I wearing a hat? Yes, you were. Now, in conclusion, my administration will focus on the 3 R's: reading, writing, and refilling the ocean.
Okay, so let's break this down. First of all, she makes out a point that she is the first straight female president, which we know that Obama came in during his presidency and highly promoted and put in laws and implementation, right, and guidelines and regulations for the LG. How do you say that? LG, is it TQ community? I don't know. Transgenders, all of that, et cetera, et cetera. So for her, right, to come out and say, I'm the first straight female president, that's big because we know that the Democrats, specifically Obama, during his administration, was highly in favor for the gay, lesbian, queens, LGBTQ, I think, if I'm saying it correctly, community, right? So she wants to, or Lisa, aka Kamala, comes out and emphasize that point that she's straight. Okay, let's listen on.
Thank you very much. As you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump.
Okay, next she says we inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump. So I'm telling you all, we are going to go through turbulence and turmoil during this Trump's election. And I'm just telling you, he's the token person. He's the person that was chosen. I told you all the presidents are selected and not elected. He's the one that's going to be the scapegoat for this. But it was going to happen to America anyway. It was inevitable. I may show it on the screen because I keep bringing you all back to Genesis 15:3 and Acts 7:6. So this is from 1619 to 2019. 1619 is when Negroes, right, that comes from the word Negro land, are what was used to be called niggers, because they were also came from Nigeria, Nigeria, and what's the other one? Niger and Nigeria was brought in from those parts of Africa. Those Hebrew Israelites, the Black Jews, the lost tribe of Judah, was brought in. In fact, I was just listening to Martin Luther King this morning. I'm talking about that the Negroes are the only group of people that were brought in to America forcefully, by force, on ships, and sold into slavery by force. Everybody else, it was a choice, right? So now she goes into the state of the economy. Now she said after President Trump. So this means that Trump had to be elected now, and then she will be elected later. And she asked the secretary, see, we've inherited, as you know, we've inherited.
As you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump. How bad is it, Secretary Van Houten? We're broke. Excellent question. Yes, I am proud to be America's first straight female president.
So I just wanted to clear that up real quick for the people that were saying the Simpsons were not correct. They are correct. She's going to run again in 2028. I promise you. And she's like 60 years of age, so she'll be 64, 65. She will win. They're wearing purple because she represents the Revelation 12 woman, right? That's clothed with the sun. The moon is under her feet, and her head of garland of 12. Let me put that up. 12 stars. I talk about Israel, Hebrew Israelite, the lost tribe of Judah. This is where Kamala is going to come in. The woman, the child, and the dragon. Dragon is those who want to slay Israel. And when I say Israel, I'm not talking about the current people that's occupying Jerusalem right now. I'm talking about the lost tribe of Judah, people that look and reflect like me and my color, my race, and that is talked about, that is sold into slavery. Deuteronomy 28, right? Deuteronomy 28, and why that group of people were allowed to be sold into slavery. So Revelation 12, now I've broken down the gematria. I will put it up again of Kamala's middle name that equals 12. 12 is also the number of government. 12 is the number of government as well. And so she will come in to represent the number of government. The judgment. This is why during this election campaign, she did discuss reparations in terms of giving out free business loan. If you know, the Negro community, I'm just going to say Negro because Black means to be without color, to be void of color. Black is not a color, right? It means to be absence of light, right? And so she does talk about getting those loans to Black business owners, Negroes that are not repayable as a form of reparation. Other thing that she brought out is that in 2019, that the paying back of reparations, right, would happen for trauma, those that are traumatized, right? The trauma that slavery puts, and I may have that clip to let you hear the audio on that slavery caused our ancestors that been passed on generationally through our DNA. She talked about reparation for that, for mental health treatment. A lot of people don't know that trauma and mental health is passed on or can be passed on through your DNA genetically. That science has proven that. And so she will come in 2008, which equals the number 12. 2028, which equals the number 12. 8 plus 2 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. Now there's a great sign appeared in the heaven, a woman clothed with sun and moon under her feet, and on her head a garland of 12 stars. Again, 12 is the number of government. Then being with child, she cried out in labor and gave pain to birth. Now this is metaphorically. Satan was thrown out of heaven. Michael and his angels fought with the dragon. The dragon, when we think about the dragon, you have to think of China, right? But they did not prevail, nor was the place found for them in heaven any longer. So the dragon was cast out, the serpent of old, called the devil and Satan, who deceives the whole world, right? Cast to the earth, and his angels was cast out with him. Now the woman was persecuted. We see that this election has been the most dividing election in a long time, between black pastors and black pastors, white pastors attacking black pastors, between the black and brown community, between the black and white community, between the white and white community. A very controversial election. Now the dragon saw that he had been cast to the earth. He persecuted the woman and gave birth to the male child, but the woman was given 2 wings of a great eagle. Eagle is representation of the United States. You know, the eagle is the bird that represents the United States of America, that she may fly into the wilderness to her place where she is nourished at a time. See, for a time is will be 2028, and a times and a half of a time from the presence of the serpent, right? So the serpent spewed water out of his mouth like a flood, and the woman that he caused her to be carried away by the flood. But the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened his mouth and swallowed up the flood, which the dragon had spewed out of his mouth. And the dragon was enraged with the woman. And when he went to make war with the rest of her offspring, who kept the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ. Now, this revelation, in fact, the Bible tells us that if we just read the book, you don't have to understand it. But if you just read Revelation, you're blessed. And so this is the breaking down of the middle names. Now, if you notice in Trump's speech, his acceptance speech, his thank you speech, he brings out specifically, thank you for electing me to be your 45th president. 4 plus 5 is 9. The number 9 means that which is hidden will be revealed. As a woman carries a child when she's pregnant for 9 months, and at that 9th month, that's considered fully mature. Giving birth before the 9th month is considered premature. And so once that 9th month and that full time frame of maturation happens, right, the hidden infant will be birthed out and revealed. All right. Same as Revelation 12 that talks about the flood waters when an infant is in a woman's womb or belly, is surrounded by the waters. The woman is protecting the child. So now we have Kamala's middle name, which is Devi, I think, and which is one short of the letter L, right, which is 40. And then we have the reverse reduction. And hold on. So we have Trump's middle name. That's John, which is 47. That's why I told people that he will be the 47th president. And let me make sure I'm spelling her middle name correct. He will be the 47. His middle name points that out by the numbers. And Yes, Debbie, DVI, and which is a term meaning for goddess. So that's her middle names, which means lotus, a Hindu goddess. And it also represents wealth and prosperity with Kamala. But you have this, you have 6 + 1 is 7, and 16 is 7. Number 7 means divine transition. A divine transition is coming. This is what I told you all about transitioning out of cash into cryptocurrency. So we have Debbie, the number 4, which represents the earth realm. Number 23, which represents 5. 5 is a number of balance. You have 5 fingers on each hand, left and right hand, bringing in that balance and that equilibrium as well. Right? And then we have 68, which is 14. But her first name, Kamala, 9 + 3 is 12, which is the number of government, which when you add 20, 28 is 12 as well. And then she will be the 48th president, which 8 + 4 is 12. Let me just look at his first name. I never broke that down. 5, 5, same thing as her. 23, 5, a number of balance. 112 is 4, and 4, which means the number of the earth realm. So she will represent the 12th president. He will represent 11. Genesis 11 talks about a transfer of languages, a mixture of languages, chaos and confusion simultaneously at the same time. I like to show people what I'm live streaming about. And then in 9/11, you all should really ask yourself the question of why are there so many people hoarding silver and gold right now? Right? Why are there so many people hoarding silver and gold? Why can't Costco hold on to silver and gold? They sell out. Every time Costco get silver and gold, it's sold out. Why are people hoarding silver and gold? Why the rich and wealthy living under tunnels? Why they're living in the woods right now? Why do we have people that's cashing out of their 401ks just to survive, just to live off of? Why are people struggling financially right now at an all-time high? And we're not going to point this back to a president. It is that time. It is that season. It is a new world order coming in. It is a transfer of wealth. It is quite simple. So 9/11 rubble, $500 million. Hold on, let me flip back. $500 million of physical silver and gold was confiscated. 500 million. Buried underneath the rubble of Twin Towers. Is not real money, then why are central banks people? Why was it buried underneath the rubble of the Twin Towers? Why are they hoarding it? Also, I told you all that this is the 9th month. I know we are accustomed to 11/11, but we are on the Gregorian calendar, right? And so we have November and the Gregorian calendar that's looked at as the 9th month, but the Latin name for November, if you go off is number 9. Novem, Novem is Latin for 9. So the times of our financial system operate off the Roman calendar, following October, which is octopus, octagon, number 8. Then we get preceding that is December, decim for 10. On the Roman calendar, it was 29 days, right? And so that extra day, now the length has been changed to 30 days. And so when we do the math of slavery, forced Hebrew Israelites that were brought or forced into America, only people that was forced to work on American soil for free and with torture and transported here, the only group of people. If you want to know why to that, go into read Deuteronomy 28, right? The first African-American slave. And again, I always bring this point out. Elon Musk was born in South Africa, but he does not go by the term of African-American. You should question why they call you African-American, right? So we have 1619. So 400 years, right? Let's go to this. 400 years. We had a 1619 project, a new Oregon story. You all definitely need to read the 1619 projects brought over, forced over into ships, forced to work enslaved on the American soil, no compensation, tormented. And so now I'm going to pull up Acts 7 and 6. Because let's just say we are doing it by the Gregorian calendar. We're not following the Roman calendar. Well, Acts 7 and 6 tells us that God spoke to him this way. 400 years, your descendants will be strangers in a country, not their own, and they will be enslaved and mistreated. Mistreated is a light way to say it. But I will punish the nation they serve as slaves. Now, once we go by the Roman calendar, that punishment starts on the fourth quarter of this year, 2024. That they added 4 years. However, let's think back to 2019. We saw the wheels start reversing and spinning in 2019 with C19, because that equals the 400 years from 1619. Genesis 15 and 13, he said unto Abraham, know of a certainty that thy seed shall be a stranger in the land, not theirs. And they should serve them, and they should afflict them for 400 years. And also the nation whom they serve will I judge. And afterwards shall they come out with great substance. This is not talking about Pharaoh that enslaved the Israelites. That was not a rare land for them. They did not stay. There was no affliction of 400 years. But I'm telling you all, you have to participate in this coming out with great substance and great wealth. You have to be a participant. And now we see Bitcoin under this 47, under this chaos and confusion, as in the Tower of Babel, Genesis 11. We see Bitcoin hitting all-time highs of 75,000 overnight. That's just how quick this wealth transfer is going to happen. And people that are in cash are going to be losers. They're going to be losers. 75,000. I started in Bitcoin. I thought I was late. I started in Bitcoin in 2018. Oh, look at the 7777. Divine transition. Divine transition. Excuse me. It just keep going up and up. And so I started in Bitcoin in 2018 when it was a little over $3,000. Now, this rare November hurricane is barreling towards the U.S. Why? Because this is the season of judgment. Trump has already said that, hey, I will go to war with the countries that dumped the United States dollar If you know anything about BRICS nation, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, they've already started that process. It's 11 countries combined. So now we have a storm Raphael upgrade to category 2 near Texas, from the Texas coast to the Florida panhandle, and expected to hit Cuba within the next 12 hours. This is what's going on now. As you know, Gulf of Mexico hurricane, but they're saying that this is a rare November hurricane barreling towards the United States, and it's making its way into a category 3 at this point, towards New Orleans and the lower parts of Texas as well, because judgment is here. Judgment is on America. So I would pray for both Kamala and Trump. I would pray for both of them. I really would. Pleasant afternoon to you. Hello, everyone that spoke. I didn't want to disrupt my train of thought, right? And I just want you all to know I have deep, deep friends of the other race and other ethnic groups and cultures that I love dearly. I love dearly. I am not racist or prejudiced. I'm just teaching you history. Slavery, what happened during slavery will not be not judged by God. That's what the second coming of Christ is all about in Revelation. That I is not the rapture. In fact, someone brought up 1 Thessalonians 4 to me. That was talking about what will happen to the dead once the second coming. Is not called the rapture. You could put that in there, but it's not called the raptures. But the return of Christ to earth at the end of the age. What the end of the age means is the end of an era. This will be a visible and physical event as Yeshua comes down from heaven on the clouds. For the final judgment is this judgment. It's upon America the Great and Babylon and all other countries, right, that mistreated God's chosen people. I'm like, Kamala, now let me make this perfectly clear. Okay? I mean, it is what it is. But because you are the chosen one, you have to participate in your rescue. You have to be an active participant in your rescue and refuge. First of all, you have to have knowledge, and then you have to act upon that knowledge. Faith. Oh, come on, y'all know that. I know y'all can finish that quote. I know you can finish that quote. See, you can quote it, but you don't believe it. See, faith without works are dead. I got faith that God put me on earth to be a God and not a peasant, a king or a queen, but not a peasant. But you don't act that way. You just think that this is going to happen osmosis and you're going to receive a wealth transfer and not have your money in position. See, the Bible says that the wealth of the wicked is laid up. That means when something is laid up, you have to go get it. It didn't say it was going to be laid in your lap. I put my tongue right at the roof on that one, didn't I? It did not say it's going to be laid in your lap. It said it is laid up for you to go get. Eric says, should we put our money in crypto or just use credit cards to pay for stuff? Eric, what kind of question is that? I'm not your financial advisor. I can't give you financial advice. I don't know your financial situation. All I tell people is study your crypto market, see where the wealth transfer is being transferred to, follow the money, do your research and due diligence. But I don't know your financial situation to tell you where to put your money. You might have rent due or past due and might get evicted. The first thing I tell you with that is pay your rent. You want a roof over your head and food on your table. Now, when you say use credit cards to pay for stuff, I don't know the interest rate on your credit cards. I don't know the credit limit on your credit cards. I don't know if you're about to be summoned for court for not paying on a credit card. I don't know if you have 0% interest on that credit card or 24% interest. So these are not just direct Q&A, but what I will do is give you the knowledge. What I'm going to do, first of all, if you need credit repair, text credit, because we're about to see cheap loans and cheap interest rate again. You want to have over a 700 credit score. That's number one, right? I'm just getting hot and my hair is getting more humid. So you want to have over a 700 credit score, preferably over a 750. You want to have credit cards with 0% interest rate and cheap debt, cheap loans to borrow money to buy assets that you can pay out preferably in full every month and not carry over balance. You want to be careful during this holiday season of Christmas shopping and Thanksgiving shopping and spending money on things that have no return on their investment. You would tell your family, friends, and family members, I'm getting serious right now. I'm not taking vacations that I have to check the balance on my bank account when I take these vacations. And I'm every couple of hours, I'm checking the balance of my bank account to make sure I'm not in the negative. That's not a vacation. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate that. Your gold and silver, if you want to get it at cost, I tell you, ought to go to millermoves.com. Get your real money, because not only do they offer, you'll get the highest return on investment on your silver. See, when the Hebrew Israelites were brought out of slavery from Pharaoh, they brought them out with silver and gold. Gold and silver is going to be used to reset the currency system. However, there's a global shortage on copper. Copper is used to improve people's health. In fact, I wear copper bracelets. I don't have them right now. Silver is also monetary metal and industrial metal. So while you can get both of them for dirt cheap right now, silver under $40 an ounce, get it, stack up. Also, as Robert Kiyosaki say, get your bullets, get your Bitcoin, get your bullions, that's in silver. It makes no sense right now to have government's money, which is about to be cashed out, and not have, it makes no sense to have 100% of government's money, fake fiat currency, and none of God's money. But let's listen in real quick before I end this live stream. This is Kamala Harris on reparations 2019 of March. She will be the 2028 Revelation 12 woman president. But for right now, it is 47 Trump, 47, 45 equals 9/11. That's where we are right now, in 9/11 mode. But let's listen in.
One of the Democratic presidential candidates is floating an idea. It's a way to pay reparations for slavery and racial discrimination. Several candidates have endorsed that notion, although they're rarely giving specifics. Senator Kamala Harris also says the matter needs study, but in a talk with NPR, she did suggest what's on her mind. Can you give me an idea of one possible form this could take?
Sure. You can look at the issue of untreated and undiagnosed trauma. African Americans have higher rates of heart disease and high blood pressure. Mm-hmm. It is environmental. It is centuries of slavery, which was a form of violence where women were raped, where children were taken from their parents. Violence associated with slavery, and that there was never any real intervention to break up what had been generations of people experiencing the highest forms of trauma. And trauma undiagnosed and untreated leads to physiological outcomes.
We're talking about the same thing as post-traumatic stress from a war. That's
sure,
the kind of thing.
Absolutely. But listen, unless there's intervention done, it will appear to be perhaps generational, but it's generational only because the environment has not experience a significant enough change to reverse the symptoms. You need to put resources and direct resources, extra resources, into those communities that have experienced that trauma. So that's an example. In my mind,
mental health treatment.
I think reparations. Yeah, I think that the term reparations means different things to different people. But what I mean by it is that we need to study the effects of generations of discrimination and institutional racism and determine what can be done in terms of intervention to correct course.
And I definitely agree. You are mental health. You're going to see a lot of churches are going to have to bring therapists in. People are going to be moved out of their comfort zone right through this time, right through here. They're going to be traumatized. And let me pull that up. I hate the live stream as long with my hair, looking like this, but it is what it is, It is what it is. DNA. Generational trauma DNA. It is accurate. Like, you wonder why certain mental behaviors or behavior patterns are passed on through your family, generational through generation. And people were traumatized through slavery and it's never been rectified. And I'm in definite agreement with her on that as one source to do reparations for the Black Hebrew Israelites. Trauma can change, and DNA methylating patterns, which can be passed down for the next generation. This is like DNA with veteran wars veterans with PTSD, for example, and they have patterns with those PTSD, and those patterns was linked to mental health. And so Holocaust. So if they want to mention the Holocaust, mothers who experienced Holocaust has changed in the activity of a DNA segment that regulates the stress response. Even childhood abuse, children or women who experienced severe childhood abuse had depression rates that were 1.7 times higher. Famine, 1944, 1945, children born after a famine in Holland were born with the effects of malnutrition. So why are they not discussing the traumatization of our ancestors that have been passed on generationally through slavery? That is one way. That is a way. Again, let's go back to Obama. During his administration, he awarded the American Jews reparations for Holocaust, and Holocaust didn't even happen in the United States. It didn't even happen in the United States. Like, why is the United States? But slavery happened right here in the United States. One more thing I want to show you all. Let me see if I can find this video clip of that. I get so many videos sent to me. Oh, okay. I have to find out who's the person that sent it to me. But this is the effects, the traumatization of slavery. Right, here we go.
So he has to be very intelligent and create a system by which he can multiply darkness. And so he doesn't have to attack every generation. He just needs to program the first generation to believe.
Oh boy. Shoot. Okay.
Yes.
I've never thought about that in my life.
A conversation you're meant to have with God that you don't have with him, Satan will have it with you. The earth and the heavens have the same birth date. And so it is impossible to function effectively on the earth without consulting with the heavens. If your son fell from like a one-story building, we're going to call 911. We will call Jesus. We don't have any emergency line. Culture is what carries captivity through generations. And so when one generation agrees with a captivity mindset, they teach the next generation. And by the fourth generation, nobody questions it because it's culture. .
So let me break that down because she had a deep accent, deeper than mine. She went on to say that when a culture is first introduced or accepts captivity and is passed on to generation, well, by the time it gets to that fourth generation, right, fourth the number of the earth realm, north, east, west, and south, it is not even, it's considered culture at that point. So a lot of things that you see in the Black Jewish, and not everybody is from the lost tribe of Israel. In fact, you have some people that were my complexion that was already here. When they said Christopher Columbus discovered America, he did not discover America. There were already native Indians here that were of darker skin complexion. In 1492, he sailed the ocean blue. In 1493, he stole everything that he could see. This land was already occupied, right? He found it and did torturous things to those Native Americans as well. But there were people already of darker skin complexion already in America. There's Indians. So, you might want to just see, you might not be an ancestor of slavery, but it's either going to point back to Black Hebrew Israelites. For many of us are Indian descent. This is a scripture that I'm ending on. I talked about 9/11, Trump being 9/11, representing 9/11, 45th or 47th president. 2 Corinthians 9:11, you will be enriched in every way so you can be generous on every occasion. And through us, your generosity will result in thanksgiving to God. That means you will be prosperous in every way so that you'll be able to give on every occasion. And then you'll get thanksgiving to God. Again, God's plan for his people, his creation on this earth is to be God's, lowercase g. In fact, the Bible is written 2 times. Isn't it written in your law that you are God's, not to be peasants in this earth realm? All right. So I'm signing out, you all. When you see me live streaming again, I have my crochets back in. I'm going to do my natural hair in December, January, February. It's too humid outside still. I'm in the South. And so I'm going to let it stay in my braids for another 4 or 5 weeks. And then I'm going to let it breathe again and get healthy. I want to live stream again tonight on this because this takes a whole lot of teaching and educating. But prepare right now for the greatest wealth transfer that this generation has ever experienced. Also, I'm going to burn the midnight oil and update my Queen of Crypto book. Also, my Queen of Coin books on silver, specifically in copper, because silver is going to be used and consumed in the industrial world. HVAC, cell phone batteries, 5G Wi-Fi, all of this wealth transfer. So if you want a higher ROI, return on your investment, you'll want silver and copper. Well, thank you, Clifton. I will be looking forward to you being back tonight. I won't give you all a time frame because I don't know what other errors I have to run after getting my hair done. But come on back tonight. It's going to be the same thing, just a different look. Make sure you all are subscribed to me on YouTube as well. And have a great rest of your day. Queen out.